This week I'm joined by Steve Nicholls, author of Succeeding in the New Internet Revolution. He'll be talking about the evolution of the internet and the way we access it in the future.
We train people around social media and really the internet technology and how you apply it to business, and that's really the key thing. We're really into the third wave, so we've gone from the PC to mobiles, and now we're moving into wearables, we're moving into the Internet of Things, and really we're sort of exploding into this whole area. It's really, I mean, it's really exciting times. I think one of the key things is mindset and culture. So for instance, if you look at people like Google, they've opened a thing called the X Labs, where they're looking at futuristic stuff. But one of the things that they come up with is this concept of moonshots, and it's shooting for the moon. Now what they use a specific terminology, which is actually very snappy, which is 10 times is easier than 10% better. But if you're saying, right, we want to be 10 times bigger than we were last year, you have to think very differently. And if you look at the way that Google and a number of tech companies are thinking, that's how they're thinking. They're not interested in 10% better than last year. They're thinking, how do we change an industry? What would it be like if we were, we're 10 million now, how do we be a 100 million company? Every business has technology in it now. So there is no business that doesn't have a website, there's no business that doesn't use social media, there's no business that doesn't have a large component of technology in the business. One of the things, like if you look at Google, Facebook, Apple, all of these companies, the key thing that they do brilliantly is they are bringing in talent into their business. They're bringing the best of the best into their business. And when you bring the best of the best, you're basically bringing a pool of ideas, you're bringing brilliant people together, and those guys make things happen. They're not looking at survival, they're looking at how do we dominate this industry, how do we change this industry, and it's a very different mindset. I'm not saying everybody can do it. If everybody could do it, yeah, of course you would have everybody be successful. Yes. It's not easy to do. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But what I would say is, if you look around and you look at successful companies, they are the ones that are thinking differently to everybody else. If you're a small business, one of the things that you can't always be the innovator, because the quick innovator, but what you can do is be fast follower. Well, think about retail. A few years ago, when Amazon came out, people didn't really know what that was and didn't take them very seriously. But now, every retailer, doesn't matter who you are, big or small, you now have Amazon as a competitor, even though they're not anywhere near you. Hi, I'm Steve Nicholls from Social Media and Business, and what we've talked about tonight really is probably we focus very much on mindset. And I think for any business, mindset of getting the best out of technology, but getting the best out of innovation and ideas, mindset is very, very critical. You have two companies, give them the same technology, the same advantages, but if one is looking at sort of this business of 10 times bigger or better than 10% better, it's actually quite critical, because when we're talking around mindset, ideas, I think there's always going to be new technologies, but I think the key thing is to decide whether you're going to be an innovator, which means you're in front, but also remember that if you're an innovator and you don't have the muscle to really bring that into, all you're really doing is showing your competitors what can be done, and they'll probably do it better and faster. So typically you might be better off to be a fast follower than actually being the innovator who often ends up with arrows up their backside.